Do you think working harder will lead you to success? What if I told you that this mentality could be destroying you? The burnout, it doesn't happen overnight, and the scariest thing? It could be happening to you right now, without you even realizing it. It seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? But working more doesn't always mean being more productive. In this video, I will show you exactly how burnout starts, how to identify it, and, most importantly, how to break out of this destructive cycle before it's too late. Stay until the end and discover how to take back control of your life and your business. If you are an entrepreneur or freelancer, I bet you have experienced something like this. In fact, this is a more common reality than it seems. And, often, we don't even realize what's happening until it's too late. Now, imagine this. You started your journey as an entrepreneur full of energy, motivation, and that sparkle in your eyes. All you wanted was to build something of your own, something that reflected who you are, your values, and, of course, your desire to succeed. And at first, everything seems to be going well. Each day brings new challenges, but you have plenty of energy to overcome them. But, as time goes by, something starts to change. You start to realize that the tiredness doesn't go away after a night's sleep. The motivation that used to make you jump out of bed now seems like an effort. The tasks that previously filled you with pride and accomplishment? They become a burden. What is happening? Could it be that the problem lies with you? Or at your work? I want you to stop for a moment now, take a deep breath and think about this. Because if any part of what I just described makes sense to you, perhaps you are facing the burnout, a syndrome that, unfortunately, is becoming increasingly common, especially among those who are self-employed. And the question is, do you know how to identify burnout? If you knew, would you be able to act before the worst happened? The truth is that burnout doesn't appear overnight. It is a process, a slow climb that, if not stopped, can lead you to collapse. Today, I want to guide you through this process. I will show you the 3 stages of burnout, and how to identify each of them so you can act in time and prevent them from destroying not only your career, but also your mental and physical health. But before, why does it matter? Well, if you keep ignoring the signs, you could end up walking away from the work you love. It can get to the point where things that used to give you pleasure and fulfillment now only cause frustration. And the worst part, you can disconnect from who you really are. So, let's understand this journey together. I'll show you how to recognize each stage of burnout and, most importantly, how to fight that feeling of exhaustion before it consumes you completely. First stage. Exaggerated enthusiasm. The first stage of burnout often disguises itself as something positive. This is because it usually starts with intensity of enthusiasm which, at first glance, seems to be exactly what you want. After all, who doesn't want to be completely in love with what they do? Do you remember when you started entrepreneurship? Or that first freelance project? The energy was there at the top, right? You spent hours and hours without noticing time passing, totally immersed in your work. Each task, each goal seemed to be another step towards success. And here's the first warning. At this stage, you feel like you can handle everything. You refuse help because you want to do everything yourself. You believe that the harder you work, the faster you will achieve your goals. Sound familiar? So it is. The problem begins when this boundless dedication turns into constant sacrifice. You start to give up small things, like coffee breaks, to have more time to work. And, little by little, what was a healthy passion turns into an addiction to results. And what is the danger here? At first, we think this endless energy is a good sign, but in reality, we are ignoring the body's first warning signs. Fatigue builds up, but you ignore it, because the desire for success seems greater than any discomfort. But in the long run, this behavior leads to exhaustion. The first tip I can give you is, pay attention to your limits. Knowing how to stop is one of the secrets to avoiding burnout, and if you don't do this, you will be putting your health at risk. Second stage. Chronic fatigue and disillusionment. After a while, that enthusiasm starts to lose strength. The hours of work accumulate, but the results do not always appear at the same speed. Frustration begins to set in. You begin to realize that, no matter how hard you try, things don't go as they should. The sense of accomplishment that once moved you begins to disappear, and what remains is a constant feeling of tiredness. But it's not just physical tiredness, it's mental and emotional too. At this stage, it is common to start doubting your own abilities. Am I good enough? Why don't the results come? I must be doing something wrong. This type of thinking begins to appear, and with it, disillusionment. What was once your dream project is now starting to seem like an impossible mountain to climb. Here, it is crucial to recognize that you are in a cycle of burnout. Continuing to try harder will not solve the problem. On the contrary, it will make it worse. The secret here is to stop, breathe and reflect. Understand that you don't have to carry the world on your shoulders alone. Delegating, asking for help, or even taking a step back to reevaluate the situation can be the difference between staying on the right path or collapsing for good. Third stage. Exhaustion and collapse. If you ignore the signs of the first stages, the third and final stage of burnout arrives with a vengeance. Here, exhaustion sets in for good. It's not just a question of tiredness, it's a feeling that you just can't go on. At this point, even the simplest tasks seem impossible to accomplish. Your body begins to show clear signs that it is at its limit. Insomnia, anxiety, physical pain, and even depression can appear. You feel completely disconnected from your work, from yourself, and even from the people around you. That passion, that enthusiasm that drove you at the beginning, turns into deep apathy. And as scary as that sounds, this is where many people hit their breaking point. But if you've reached this point, know that there is still a way out. The first step is to recognize that you need help. Seek psychological support, reevaluate your priorities and, above all, give yourself permission to rest. You don't have to be a machine. Recognizing your limits is an act of courage, not weakness. Remember, work is not worth more than your mental and physical health. How to combat burnout. Practical solutions. Now that you understand the 3 stages of burnout, let's talk about what you can do to avoid reaching extremes. Here are some practical tips. 1. Set clear boundaries. Set aside time for yourself. No matter how urgent the work seems, remember that your health needs to be a priority. 2. Delegate tasks. You don't have to do everything alone. Learning to trust other people and delegate is essential to maintaining your sanity. 3. Take care of your physical health. A balanced diet, quality sleep and regular physical activity are essential. Your body is your greatest work tool. 4. Have a hobby outside of work. Not everything in your life needs to revolve around your business. Having something that brings you pleasure outside of work can help you distress and recharge your energy. 5. Seek support. Talk about what you're feeling. Whether with friends, family or a professional. Don't keep everything to yourself. Burnout is real, but it is not an inevitable fate. By learning to spot the signs and take action before it's too late, you can prevent burnout from consuming your life. Remember, you have the power to control your pace. Success does not mean sacrificing your health. Be kind to yourself and value the journey as much as the destination. What should you retain? Burnout is not a sign of failure. It is a reflection of a culture of excess and perfectionism that we need to question. Identifying the signs early and taking action is key to protecting your health and ensuring your long-term success. So, now that you understand how burnout develops and, more importantly, how to combat it, ask yourself the following question. What are you doing today to take care of yourself while taking care of your business? If this video made sense to you and opened your eyes to something you were ignoring, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here, I bring content that can transform your professional and personal life, so click the subscribe button and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. And don't forget to share this video with someone who also needs to hear this. Many people are suffering from burnout in silence, and your action can make all the difference in someone's life. Oh, and tell me in the comments, have you ever noticed any signs of burnout in your daily life? Let's talk about it. Remember, you don't have to choose between success and your health. It is possible to grow, achieve your dreams and, at the same time, take care of yourself. True success is not working until exhaustion, but finding balance. The power is in your hands. Don't wait until the last moment to act. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, taking care of yourself is also part of the journey to success. See you in the next video.